All right, Marty, thank you. All right, let's be honest now. Def Leppard fans growing up?
I'm getting it.
How could you not?
Love it. This morning, a chance to talk to the drummer from one of the biggest bands in rock. That would be Rick Allen, the drummer for Def Leppard. The band will be playing at CMAC next month. The show July 17th with Slash opening up. What year is it?
What a show.
Allen takes his music seriously, and this morning he's talking about something else that is very serious to him, post-traumatic stress disorder. Allen famously lost his arm in a car accident in the 80s. This morning he's partnered with the Wounded Warrior Project to talk about PTSD Awareness Month, and here is our conversation with him and retired Marine John Roberts.
Good morning, Evan. How are you, sir?
Good morning. It's sort of surreal to me to be talking to a guy. And Rick, you know, I grew up watching you, Adam Curry playing the videos, and you know that was my life, watching Def Leppard and great music growing up. And I know you guys are going to be in CMAC soon here in the Rochester area. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just want to say I'm amazed at what you do, and I hope you can take our viewers through. When you lose an arm, how do you even get back to doing what you love to do? Tell me a little bit about that process.
I think, wow, the human spirit, being around family, friends, you know, people that love me, and knowing when to ask for help. What I went through was horrible, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it's become a huge blessing. And since I met John Roberts, being able to share our experience of trauma and PTSD, being able to talk about PTSD and how that's affected both of us deeply, not only with our families, but, you know, by rights, I shouldn't necessarily be here. But the fact that I am is a huge blessing.
Yeah. By the way, the first time you sit down to play drums again with one arm, is it almost instinctive that you're reaching for two sticks and you only have one hand? Well, how did you do that?
That's a really good question. A lot of the information was in my head, and it just, well, not just, but it was a matter of channeling that information out to other limbs. And the limb that I had left, you know, that could do that was my left leg. So it was very natural. It was very natural to reach for that. And I think it's really a case of necessity. And the necessity really enabled me to push forward and do what I was really passionate about.
John, let's talk a little bit about your story. Obviously a very harrowing experience. Your helicopter was, what, 200 feet in the air when it went down in the ocean?
About that, yes, sir. Like I said, the rear engine blew up in mid-flight while we were in the air, crashed in the ocean. Received a lot of burns, and I had a lot of severe physical injuries. But really, it took years later for me to actually realize that I had other issues with post-traumatic stress disorder. I was in denial for a lot of years. Rick and I talk all the time about the years we wasted self-medicating or just being angry at everything.
Yeah.
And it was a waste of our life at that point, just dealing with this garbage.
So, okay, John, let me just jump in here and say that I think you're bringing up an important point here, is that you guys went through things that were obviously traumatic, but there are civilians who go through things that are traumatic but maybe less obvious to them, that they may be experiencing PTSD, and they may turn to recreational drugs, they may be depressed, they may do things that they think will get them through it. What's the message for them, John?
Well, the message is, that's why we're out here doing this. This is PTSD Awareness Month, and to educate folks that this can happen really to anybody. Anybody who's been through a traumatic event has the potential of developing PTSD. We got a rock star, we got a warrior, different backgrounds. This can happen to just about anybody. And just educating the public on where to go for help, what to do if you're seeing this change after going through some type of trauma. And hopefully we can make a difference in our message if we can help one person, we're doing a pretty good thing.
And Rick, if I could turn back to your story, because I think for those of us who are familiar with your story, we saw you go through your loss, and then we saw you kind of triumphantly come back out. You keep doing what you love. We love the music. We see you on tour. You look like you're rocking, you're having a good time. But behind the scenes, was it still PTSD, stress, difficulty for you?
Always. And, we talk about the fact that we're both works in progress. I don't have it all figured out. But there's a self-awareness, an awareness when I'm doing something that I shouldn't be, or when I'm being unreasonable or pushing my family away. So there are these sort of triggers or red flags that go up. And it's me having the awareness that I could do this better. And sometimes it's just as simple as, a text to John or reaching out to somebody else and feeling like I'm not alone.
It's remarkable. John, before we go, where do you want people to go? What's the first place you want them to go if they suspect they need help or they've got a friend or family who needs help? What's the first resource you want them to draw on?
I tell you, the best place they can go to educate themselves is restorewarriors.org. There's a lot of information there about PTSD. There's a lot of videos of individuals, warriors that have been through trauma and talk about their experiences, and maybe there's something there they identify with. And then go into organizations like the Wounded Warrior Project or the Raven Drum Foundation and, learning more and learning about different types of treatment or resiliency on how to deal with these issues. And honestly, if we can do anything, we're living proof that this is our new normal and life is pretty good after trauma.
Boy, really amazing. Two amazing stories, great examples, inspirational to us. Rick, we'll see you soon in our area. Keep doing what you're doing. John, great to talk to you. And for our viewers, more information on the Wounded Warrior Project and more resources on PTSD on our website, 13wham.com. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Evan.